This week in college football is brought to you by Coca-Cola, Tostitos, Allstate, Lowe's, and Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. We start this week off with our top 25, presented by Coca-Cola. Together, taste better. Ohio State, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. All three of them win, all three of them stay in the top 3. Texas moves up to number 4, and Auburn moves up to number 5, both off of bye weeks. Tennessee up to number 6 at 7-1. Appalachian State still undefeated 7-0. Number 8 Penn State down 5 spots as they lose their first game of the year. They lose to now number 10 Illinois, 20-18 in 9 overtimes. North Carolina after a bye week stays at number 9, Illinois up to number 10. The Illini are in the top 10 for the first time since 2001 when they went to the Sugar Bowl and finished as high as number 7. Kansas State falls down to number 11 after a win. LSU wins, they stay stagnant at number 12. Georgia after a bye week up to 13. Utah wins, they're up to 14. Florida off a bye week up to 15 at 3-4. Missouri up to number 16 after a bye. Navy 8-0, they're up to number 17. Michigan State jumps into the polls at 7-1. They were not ranked last week, but they did just beat Michigan in one of the best games you'll see all year in Ann Arbor. Clemson falls down to 3-4. They fall down to number 19 after a loss. And Louisiana back in the top 20 with a 6-1 record. Nebraska up to number 21. They're 6-2. Undefeated 6-0 Wake Forest up to number 22. Number 23 Kentucky up 2 spots. They're 6-1. UCLA, a team that we didn't talk about last week and that wasn't really on our radar. They're 7-1. And San Jose State 8-0, number 25. And this Saturday on ABC, the undefeated number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes head to Happy Valley to take on the 6-1 number 8 Penn State Nittany Lions. In a game that's crucial for the Big Ten, it's whiteout week! Penn State and Ohio State. Coverage starts at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on ABC and streaming live on the ESPN app. Now don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
Try it first.
Welcome back, and now we have a top 25 by conference, presented by Tostitos. Bring the party. The American still at 1, that team is Navy. The ACC down to 4, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Clemson, and Wake Forest. The Big Ten down to 5, Ohio State, Penn State, Illinois, Michigan State, and Nebraska. And the Big 12 down to 2, Texas and Kansas State. Conference USA with nothing. The Independents have Notre Dame. The MAC has nobody, but the Mountain West back on the board, they have San Jose State. The Pac-12 has 2. They have Utah and UCLA. The SEC still leading the nation. They got Auburn, Tennessee, LSU, Georgia, Florida, Missouri, Kentucky. The same order as last week as well. And the Sun Belt has App State and Louisiana. So if you break it down by the numbers, the American has 1. The ACC has 4. The Big Ten at 5. Big 12 at 2. Independents at 1. Mountain West at 1. Pac-12 at 2. SEC leading the nation at 7. And the Sun Belt with 2. And now we have a top 25 dropouts, presented by Allstate. Are you in good hands? Florida State was number 19 in the country. Then they lost to UMass, who has not won a game since September 28th, 2019. UMass breaks their 17-game losing streak against Florida State in Tallahassee to drop the Seminoles to 3-4 and knock them out of the polls. Oklahoma was number 20. Then they lost to Kansas for the first time since 1996 to knock them to 3-5 and knock them out of the polls for the first time since 2009. And number 24, Michigan, 3-4 in what has been a very up and down season. They just lost to Michigan State on a heartbreaking game in Ann Arbor. They don't have it that much easier coming up, but they're a pretty good team. We might see them back in the polls later in the year. But that leads us to the outside looking in, presented by Lowe's. Do it yourself for less. A lot of red in this list. 8-0 Liberty, 7-0 FAU, that's their best start in program history. 6-1 NC State, 6-2 Air Force, and 6-2 Texas Tech are all on the outside looking into the top 25. And then we get the big games of the week, presented by Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fayetteville. Saturday at noon on ESPN. Iowa travels to Madison to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. Then, at 3:30 on ESPNU, TCU looking to upset the number 11 team in the land, the Kansas State Wildcats. Pac-12 After Dark on ESPN, 10 p.m. Eastern. Number 24 UCLA travels to Salt Lake City to take on the 15th ranked Utah Utes. But before that, ESPN Saturday Night Football. Fowler and Herbstreit are on the call. Number 1 Ohio State heading to Happy Valley in the whiteout. It's number 8 Penn State, number 1 Ohio State on ABC at 7:30. Thank you for tuning into this week in college football. We hope you enjoyed this week of college football action.